I have a question for you. How many of you practice Master Dong's acupuncture? If so, type yes in the chat room. Okay, and how many of you have never heard of this style of acupuncture? Well, today I'm going to show you a free resource that will catapult your practice to the next level. So pay attention. I want to introduce you to the core section of our website. When you go to eLotus.org, click on the core tab at the top right corner. CORE, which stands for Collection of Real Essentials, is a free eLotus TCM Learning Resource Center packed with knowledge to help support your growing practice. We currently have 282 Master Dong points and 435 traditional TCM points, with the addition of abdominal acupuncture, scalp acupuncture, auricular acupuncture, and herbal medicine on the horizon. We designed this platform especially for healers like you so that you have all the support you need to offer the best tools to your patients and clients. Dong's acupuncture is a popular style of acupuncture that is widely known for its immediate pain relief. Due to its high effectiveness and the scarcity of English information, we decided to start a project in 2015 to compile information on Dong's acupuncture and make it available to you for free. We started by researching and collecting information in Chinese, then translating, laying out the website, taking pictures, marking points, and so on. After 5 years, this project is nearly complete. Let me take you on a tour of the Master Dong's acupuncture section on eLotus Core. When you hover your mouse over Master Dong's acupuncture, a mega menu will appear. Here, you will see the About section where you can learn the history of Master Dong's acupuncture. Under Dong's distinctions, you can learn why and what makes this style of acupuncture special. Up next, we have in-depth details on approximately all 300 Dong points. Finally, on the last column under Learn More, you can find CEU courses on Dong's acupuncture and free demo videos on how to find these points. We currently have demo videos in 6 languages, including English, Zhongwen, Espanol, Portuguese, Francais, and Deutsch. Let's go into details of each section so you can fully understand Dong's acupuncture and how you can utilize this free resource. Let's start with the About section. The overview page is the Master Dong's homepage. Here, you will find links to learn more about Master Dong and his famous work. Browse Dong points by zone, learn topics unique to Dong's acupuncture, watch videos on how to locate the most commonly used Dong points, which is available in 6 different languages, take top courses on Master Dong's acupuncture, discover experts on Master Dong's acupuncture, and learn how to excel in Master Dong's acupuncture with an E-Lotus certification. Next is our mission. We believe in the power of TCM and wish to see it flourish outside Chinese-speaking countries. Many of our peers who are just as passionate about TCM and contributed to this project are listed here along with the Chinese books that were referenced. The FAQ section is an interesting section. Since we didn't know Master Dong personally, we weren't able to conduct an interview with him to compile this portion. Dr. Chuanmin Wang, his direct disciple, is someone we do know. We have recorded and documented our conversations over several dinners and seminars on questions that you may also have, such as, how did Master Dong come up with all these points? What was it like studying with Master Dong? Did he needle unilaterally or bilaterally? What does he think of Ashi versus distal needling? And so much more. You can find all the answers in this FAQ section. Make sure you read them to fine-tune your skills and learn great tips. It's the next best thing to studying with Master Dong in his clinic. Now let's return to the mega menu to learn what sets Master Dong's acupuncture apart from TCM points. We have Dao Ma, palm diagnosis, bloodletting, secret family points, and reaction areas. Please keep in mind that certain sections of these pages are only accessible to Gold Pass holders. You can sign up today to enjoy premium access to these sections as well as unlimited CEUs and access to English courses at eLotus.org. The Dao Ma is the most unique feature of Master Dong's acupuncture, in which typically 3 needles are used for a synergistic and powerful therapeutic effect. This section explains how and why it works so well. The palm diagnosis section. Did you know Master Dong would examine the palms of his patients as the first step of diagnosis? Here we've mapped out 3 palm maps and a guideline for you to learn color diagnosis, disease characteristics, finger and organ system correspondence, channel correspondence, and hand lines and physiological correspondence. Here in this section, you will know what blue veins mean on your palm. The bloodletting section. Master Dong would frequently use bloodletting in cases that were chronic, severe, or difficult. Learn the theory, how to bleed safely, and the specific zones and points on where to bleed on this page. The secret family points. This consists of the 72 severing points, which are his most popular and effective points, and the 32 relieving points. These are the points for food poisoning, drug poisoning, etc. The secret family points are exclusive for Gold Pass members. And lastly, for this overview, we have the reaction areas. This is another unique feature of Master Dong. Dong's acupuncture are organized into reaction areas, zones, channels, or what Master Dong referred to as nerves. Each reaction area reflects both the TCM and Western functions of the organs. For example, if the reaction area of a point is kidney, this indicates that the point can treat nephritis, the actual kidney organ dysfunction, as well as diarrhea caused by kidney deficiency, the TCM diagnosis. Hi, everyone. Do you ever get stuck in the clinic and have no idea what herbs to prescribe or whether the herbs that you're prescribing may interact with your patient's medications? And how many times a day do you come across patients for whom you don't know which acupuncture points to use? If you've ever had these questions, I've got the answers. Let me introduce you to a book that took us more than 10 years to compile and that so many of our colleagues are utilizing to make their clinic life so much easier. This is our E-Lotus Clinical Manual of Oriental Medicine. This manual is over 1,000 pages and began as a product manual for Evergreen Herbs collection formulas, which Dr. John Chen and Tina Chen collected over the last 30 years from various senior herbalists and their family formulas. These formulas have been time-tested and are supported by clinical and research evidence, both of which can be found in this great book. In recent years, we have also included acupuncture information. Let me demonstrate how it works. The clinical manual is comprehensively indexed for easy and quick diagnosis. Everything is alphabetically listed, and there is an index where you can search by symptom and disease, an index to search by TCM diagnosis, an index for pharmaceutical drugs and their herbal alternatives, and a new one to look at lab results to determine what herbs and acupuncture points to use. Assume you have a patient who comes in with abdominal pain and you are unsure of which herbs or acupuncture points to use. You can look it up in the symptom disease index, where the conditions are alphabetical. Each ailment includes a section with different symptom descriptions, the associated differential TCM diagnosis, and the herb formulas and acupuncture points that can be used to treat them. So if your patient's chief complaint is abdominal pain, you can see that there is the differential diagnosis section between the area of the pain, whether it's caused by menstrual cramps, diarrhea, or kidney stones, and find the corresponding TCM diagnosis and herbal treatment. This manual is a very valuable tool for practitioners presented with any chief complaint in their practice to quickly do a differentiation. There are over 500 symptoms and diseases listed, so you should be able to select the most suitable formula and acupuncture prescription for your patients. Because many patients like to do their own research, they may inquire as to what herbs you prescribe or if you already have research handy. If you work with an MD and want to show them what herbs you prescribe in a language they understand, you can show them this part on pharmacological and clinical research. This section is also written by Dr. John Chen, a pharmacologist and TCM practitioner, to ensure that practitioners understand how herbs work from a Western medicine perspective. So no more Dr. Google. You can find all the research here. If your patient asks, how long does it take for the herbs to work? You can show them the case study section for each formula, which outlines real-life clinical cases of patients who use the formula and their outcomes. This is a wonderful piece to look at if you're wondering how long it will take for your patients to feel the effect of the formula. If your patient wonders whether it is preferable to take Western medicine or herbs for their ailments, you can refer to this section, compiled by Dr. John Chen, which outlines the benefits and drawbacks of the Western approach versus the TCM approach for the specific condition addressed by the formula. For example, in the case of herbal ABX, which is the herbal solution to antibiotics, there are many advantages of using the formulas as opposed to antibiotic drugs. Despite the fact that antibiotics constitute a significant advancement in modern medicine, decades of abuse and misuse have resulted in increasing bacterial mutation and resistance to many of these medications. Herbal medicine, on the other hand, has a considerable broader antibiotic spectrum, is a largely unexplored source for treating many bacterial infections, and the majority of them are extremely safe with none of the harsh side effects as drugs. All conditions in the symptom and drug index end up with a recommended collection formulas, which also includes traditional acupuncture, master dome acupuncture, and auricular point recommendations. This section is our compilations from years of working with speakers such as Dr. John Chen, Dr. Henry McCann, Esther Su, Dr. Chuanmin Wang, Dr. Li Cheng Huang, and many more. You can check your favorite acupuncture style and teacher to see what they would choose for specific conditions. This section of the clinical manual is like solid gold, because you can literally start with the symptom disease index and then come back here to look for acupuncture points. We took 10 years to compile this section. Acupuncture treatment for most of what we commonly see in the clinic can be found here. To summarize, the E-Lotus clinical manual can be your best buddy in the clinic. You can look for herbs and acupuncture points quickly and print explanation pages. This saves you time, allowing you to see more patients, study more TCM, or simply rest. We hope you'll find this online resource as beneficial to you as it has been for countless of others. Happy learning, everyone!
Today, we've got something special for you, the Gold Pass webinar special. If you're ready to elevate your acupuncture practice, you're in the right place. It's an opportunity you won't want to miss. As a Gold Pass member, you'll gain access to top-tier doctors like Dr. Richard Tan for Balance Method, Henry McCann for Classical TCM and Tongue Theories, John Chen for Drug Herbs, Li Chun Huang for Auricular Medicine, and more. These experts can help you redefine your skills and deepen your understanding of traditional Chinese medicine. With the eLotus Gold Pass, you're investing in yourself and your success. Whether you're a seasoned practitioner or new to the field, this is your golden opportunity. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Hear it from our community of passionate practitioners who have transformed their practices, elevated their patient care, and achieved remarkable results. These are real success stories, and you could be next. But that's not all. Along with the Gold Pass, you'll receive sponsored benefits from our partners. You'll get an Evergreens Herbs Collection Formulas voucher and a 10% discount on supplies from Helio USA. Seize this opportunity and join us on this incredible journey. Sign up for the Gold Pass today, and let's unlock your full potential together. Oh, and before I forget, I'll post a link to our Gold Pass webinar special in the chat room for you to check out for yourself. Hurry and jump on this amazing deal before this link expires tonight.
There's 24 more in acupuncture. Okay, so these are meant to go hand in hand, and it gives you an intro to a more advanced, aspect of his style of practice, balance method, Dr. Tong's points, and so on. Then after that, you wrote a book called Shadow of Jewel, and this is more of a feng shui book. So it's not directly related to TCM practice per se, but it's also a very interesting book. So you might want to take a look as well. And one of the last books that you wrote was Dr. Tan's Strategy of 12 Magic Points. And this is one of the more recent breakthrough in a way that he put together how you can best use acupuncture to treat some of the more complicated disorders that affect the whole body, not just one area, but the whole body. So those are 4 of his books that he has finished. And right now he's also working on another book called Acupuncture 1, 2, 3, somewhat like what we're doing today. And he's writing that book along with my sister, Tina Chen. Okay, so Dr. Tan has accomplished quite a bit, but to be honest with you, one of his more amazing accomplishments is that he's actually a very good salsa dancer. Okay, and since he only dances with beautiful women, and I don't qualify for as one of them, I'm missing out. But I think he's leaving tomorrow, and I don't know what his plans are tonight. So maybe you can ask him, and maybe he'll be happy. I'm sure he'll be happy if you can take him to a place and show him your hospitality here for Poland. So anyways, without further ado, let's give a round of applause for Dr. Richard Kahn.
Thank you. Thank you. It's just like John said, if you be my class a few times, probably there will be a review. Hope you don't get too bored from it, okay? But also a lot of people also know, even we talk about the same subject, but every time in my class, you probably pick up something new. And I hope you won't be too bored, but if you really feel so, feel free to get up, go out there, have a gin and tonic or something, or take a nap and come back. That's fine, all right? Before we start, I'd like to give you my website address. Okay, that's very important. It's DRTAN show.com. drtanshow.com. Okay, because I'm in show business, like you know, so easy to remember. And go in there, you can see every different places, a different segment of my website. I do different things. And there's one very valuable area, it's called a forum. You can click that button and go in there and discuss and how to treat a certain cases. If you have in your clinic, which you don't know what the best things to do, you can raise your question and post there, and they will answer the question for me. When I say they, means, so many people from all over the world who are very experienced in doing balanced method, and they'll show you how to treat your patient if you really have a difficulty. If you try to look for me, I'm not there, okay? Because I never have a time to go into my own website, okay? So, but everything is free, okay? So you just log in there. You don't even need a membership fee and that kind of thing, okay? So you can log in there and making friends, raise questions. But also I like those people who already been in my class more than 5 times. I already seen you raise your hands, okay? Please volunteer yourself, go in there and answer questions, okay? Not only take, you need to give to balance. Otherwise, the yin-yang is not balanced, all right? When you look at some people raise a question and you think you would be able to help, give the answer and post there, okay? They're going to benefit from you. And that will really upgrade our treatment, okay, in our community, in our profession. Okay? And that's the reason I come out to teach since 12 years ago, because I would like to help the people in the Western world to do the acupuncture in a more effective way. That's my real motivation, come out and teach. And today we have about 150 people here, and that's the result and outcome after I made my effort and never give up for 12 years. The first time I came out to teach is in the Bay Area, Northern California. I called one of the school and tell them I'm coming to teach. I published my first book. Would you get some people or student in the class? At that time, the class is free. Right now, my own show, my class is very expensive, right? But at that time, the class is free. And I called and I asked my assistant and really communicate them. And they said, no problem, you come. And then I did go there. And I got my ticket of the flight and the hotel reserved for myself. I paid for all those, okay? And they brought 100 books over there. And you know how many people come in and show up in my seminar that time? First time in my life. One. And you know who's that? That is the dean of the school. Right. And of course, there's no seminar, we just talk. And then finally, of course, he keep on looking at his watch. That means it's time to leave, okay? Don't need to even sell your book, okay? Finally, I asked him, would you like to buy a copy of my book? He said, yes, if you donate one book to our library. So the first sales of my book I made is buy one, get one free, okay? That's how I started, all right? And that afternoon, I visit another school, same thing, only the vice president show up in my seminar, huh? And that's how I started. And I never give up. Why I don't give up? Because I have a confidence and belief in the material. I wrote down the material I'm going to teach for the next decade or 2 decades in my life. That's what I thought at that time, because I knew this is good stuff. Okay, and that's how I started. And right now, today, my biggest crowd is 600 people in the same classroom. Okay, so never give up is one very important thinking, being an acupuncturist. And I know a lot of people give up. Okay, in California, every year, I think we have a newly licensed acupuncturist between 2,000 to 3,000. Okay, and I tell you, 5 years later, the people still doing acupuncture, probably less than 30%. Okay, the people are doing acupuncture as a full-time career, it's probably less than 10%. Okay, but fortunately, in my office, every week I receive at least one letter. They not even say, Dr. Tan, you saved my career. They also say, Dr. Tan, you saved my life. I say, whoa, what's going on? A lot of people say, I really don't know what I'm going to do, okay, if I've never been in your class. Okay, a lot of people, some people are nodding head now. I know many of you in my class, you know I'm not exaggerating, okay? Why we bother to do this and gather together and share information and teach you something I have known, it's because years ago when I was in interns in this country, I realized a lot of people, when they do acupuncture, I don't see the effectiveness of acupuncture. In Chinese classical book, what is the effectiveness of acupuncture? We say Li Gan Jian Yin, okay? I'm sorry, I caught a cold about 2 weeks ago after I came back from Germany, okay? So my voice is not that good today, okay? Li Gan Jian Yin. This 4 word is a very typical description how acupuncture works in the classical book. What is Li in English means stand? What is Gan? Hold. What is Jian? See. What is Yin? Shadow. If we translate it directly, it means what? Stand at the pole under the sun, you see the shadow right away. In Chinese language itself, it's a very picture-oriented, image-oriented. Any words put together, every character itself it's an image and picture. and the four words together, then you should start imagining, okay, what the picture look like. When you stand at a pole, you put a pole under the sun. What you see? The shadow. And you see the shadow right away. In other words, in the old time, when people do acupuncture, you put the needles in, you need to see the response right away. This is how fast the effectiveness should be noticeable, should it be detected when you do acupuncture. And whilst doing internship, I observed a lot of people, they are doing their internship to treat a patient. They don't get, when you talk about acupuncture with me, I say, how do you do acupuncture? Please answer me 1, 2, 3. Simple. Keep it very simple. It's a very logical step. 1, 2, 3. What is step number 1? Diagnose in acupuncture way. That's step 1. Diagnose in acupuncture way. What is acupuncture way? When you do diagnose in acupuncture business, what is the acupuncture way? Very, very, very important. We call it identify the sick meridian. If you want to do acupuncture, you cannot leave the meridian alone. You always need to think about meridian, 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 meridian. So when you do diagnosis, you always think about which meridian is out of balance, which meridian is sick, which meridian is abnormal, which meridian is the problem. What is step number 2? Find a balance. To treat the sick meridian. Step number 3. Choose a treatment point from step number 2. How do you do acupuncture? 1, 2, 3. That's the standard answer. Don't make it complicated, fancy, okay? If you make it fancy, does not mean you will become a better acupuncturist, believe me. Make it simple. The wisdom of the universe is a simplicity. 1, 2, 3. Step 1, identify the sick meridian. Step 2, find a balancing meridian to treat that sick meridian. Don't jump the logic. On your notebook, if you're taking a note, please write down very big word. Don't jump the logic. Step number 3, then you choose a point after you determine which meridian you choose to balance the sick meridian. At the last step. Acupuncture is not a knowledge to teach you which point to treat what. It does not make any sense. Pericardium treat nausea problem, okay? Stomach 36 treat the digestion. Okay. Liver 3 treat a headache. How many points are you going to memorize those? What if the complication of the patient's case? Then what is the combination of the point? You're going to lose track. There's no logic. And many people say, oh, that's an empirical point. If you really ask them to explain why liver 3 treat a headache, why large intestine 4 treat a headache, oh, that is empirical. After today's class, I hope you never believe the word empirical point anymore. Every point in acupuncture strategy, there's a logic behind it. If you cannot explain the logic, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Okay? There's no empirical point in acupuncture industry because we follow the steps 1, 2, 3. It's very logical. Chinese medicine, very logical. Okay? Step 1, identify the sacral meridian. Based on what? Based on what? Then, of course, there's a lot of the identifying method. Number 1, based on Chinese anatomy. What is Chinese anatomy? Meridian, meridian, meridian. You paid a lot of money to learn those in school, don't you know that? Which meridian goes from where to where in the body? What are the points along the meridian? That is the one of the important logic you follow to do diagnose. What is the main core of Chinese anatomy? The 6 names. Hai-yin, Jie-yin, Shao-yin, Yang-ming, Shao-yang, Hai-yang. A lot of people say, why Chinese are so stupid? Stomach meridian. Why they want to create a name attached to it and call it the foot Yang-ming meridian? And the most ridiculous thing, they even give this kind of question in the state board or licensure test. Why should we remember those stupid Chinese names? There's a reason for it. It's because it's very logical. What is yang? What is in Chinese anatomy? What is yang? What is in? Have you ever thought about it? In Chinese anatomy, what's the word yang from? Yang in the anatomy means the sun. In the body, where area they expose to the sun more, we call it the yang side. If the area in the body exposed to the sun less, we call it inside. It's so easy to identify. Just pull out your body. Okay, if the white meat part, that's inside. If the dark meat part, yang side. Simple. Sounds like Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? But that's what it is. Okay, yang side, inside. So in the leg, yang side, inside. Now you have idea, okay? Everywhere, if you see the meridian name is yang, then we know it's a darker side on the skin. In is a lighter side. What yang ming means? Yang ming means a frontal yang. This means in the body, it's more in the front. What is Tai Yang? Tai Yang means greater yang, double yang. It's on the backside of the yang. Tai means greater, right? A double yang. So in Chinese concept, the frontal is more in, the back is more yang. Okay? That's anatomy thinking. That's why Tai yang is the back. Yang means the front. In between, Shao yang. See that? How about in? What Tai in means? Double in, greater in. I said frontal is in, back is yang, remember? So Tai in is frontal in. It's in the inside of the body in the front. We call it Tai in. What is Shao in? It's a back in. What is Jue in? In between. So if a patient come in, say, last night I went to salsa dancing, but before dancing, I was so happy because it was my birthday, and I had 5 margaritas. After dancing, I feel that my sprain was, my ankle was sprained, have a pain. And coming to you this morning as a patient, I have a sprained ankle pain on my right side. As an acupuncturist, what you do to this patient? You have a licensed acupuncturist, okay, big certificate on the wall. As an acupuncturist, if they think patient showing up in your clinic, what should you do? Here you are, 1, 2, 3, okay? What do? Identify the sick meridian first. This patient said, I have a sprained ankle on my right side. What you do? Take a pulse. Look at the tongue. Because you're an acupuncturist. You're supposed to take a pulse, look at the tongue, right? Who told you that? I don't know. Who started this nightmare in this country? Okay. Write down the diagnosis, even you don't believe yourself. Spleen qi deficiency, okay? Well, you laugh. That's the best diagnosis ever in history. Any patient come in, you all can diagnose their spleen qi deficiency. Do you know why? Because nobody can prove you're wrong. Huh? So the patient asks you, what are you going to treat me? You say, I'm going to treat and tonify your spleen because my diagnosis is spleen qi deficiency. Okay? Maybe you give the patient 6 months treatment to tonify the spleen. The patient say, am I getting better? Right? 6 months later, the patient still ask you, am I getting better? Oh yeah, your spleen has been tonified so well. Patient say, but my ankle still hurt. Is that acupuncture business? You hold on to the patient and treat the patient for 6 years. Is that our business? I have people come to me, oh, my so-and-so doctor is so well, okay? I mean, he's so good. I say, really? What did he do? Oh, he treated my shoulder problem. It's so nice, so well, so good. I said, really? How long your shoulder been treated by him? Oh, 10 years. I say, 10 years? You're now graduated and you're telling me this doctor is so good? That's not my business style, okay? I treat the patient, I graduate the patient as soon as possible. And ladies and gentlemen, you don't build up your business and practice by holding on the patient. You graduate them. You want them go. After so many treatments, you're done. Go, bye, see you. That's how you build up practice. Right? So go back to diagnose. Sprained ankle on the right side with a pain. How do you diagnose in acupuncture way? Identify the sick meridian. That's your logic, always, as an acupuncture. This is all the business about. Meridian, 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 meridian. Even when you are dreaming and sleeping, you're still murmuring, meridian, okay? Because you're an acupuncturist. How many meridian go through an ankle? How many meridian go through the ankle? 6. It's a magical number. As an acupuncturist, you never ever forget that. 6 meridians. Why? That's a Chinese anatomy. Who are they? Hai Yang, Yang Ming, Shao Yang, Hai Yin, Jane, Shao Yin. That's what you pay $40,000 for in the school. Because that's your expertise. No other medicine deal with the body this way. That's your uniqueness. That's why you're an acupuncturist, because you know meridian. Nobody else do. Why don't you go back to the source and the origin of acupuncture? 6 meridian goes through the ankle. Tai Yang, Shao Yang, Yang Ming. Tai Yin, Jie Yin, Shao Yin. Period. Then you need to palpate and ask the patient, please point out where is the pain. Simple, straightforward. That's how you diagnose in acupuncture way. The patient say, okay, my pain's right here. You instantly know, yes, that is what foot, Shaoyang, gallbladder, 40 on the right side. That's your diagnosis on the patient's chart, not spleen qi deficiency. Come on, let's get real here. Right? Gallbladder 40 on right side, the foot Shaoyang, sprained ankle, pain with swelling. That's your diagnosis. Don't feel shame to write it down. People always think I have to give a junk food diagnosis so I could be higher class. That's baloney. Okay? You treat the patient's spleen qi deficiency, the ankle cannot get well. That's not what the patient wants. The patient say, I sprained my ankle, please to stick the needle in so I don't need to suffer with the pain anymore. The patient can suffer with spleen qi deficiency for the rest of his life, believe me, okay? But cannot suffer from this stupid pain because this patient need to go to work, this patient need to go shopping, this patient need to take care of things. He or she need to work and need to walk. And as an acupuncturist, that's your duty, that's your mission. As soon as possible, you get rid of the stupid ankle problem. So in my patient's chart, that's how I write down, diagnose.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're enjoying today's webinar so far. I have a question for you. What inspired you to become an acupuncturist? Was it the desire to heal yourself? To help those around you? Maybe because you believe in the power of holistic medicine when Western medicine fell short? At the heart of it, we all share the same dream: to be healers, to have thriving clinics, and to have the knowledge and confidence to treat any patient who walks through our doors. And that's the key word: confidence. We don't want to just put pins in and pray for the best. That's what Dr. Tan called prayer acupuncture. We want to practice with certainty, knowing that our treatments will work. If this resonates with you, then I'd love to take a minute to share about our amazing E-Lotus membership that has helped thousands of practitioners over the last 20 years reach acupuncture mastery and create the practice of their dreams. As much as we wish we could fit all of Dr. Tan's teachings into our weekday webinars, he left us with such an incredible amount of wisdom that it's impossible to cover it all in just these 4 weeks. Over the years, Dr. Tan has taught 15 full-length classes with E-Lotus. That's 97 hours of video teachings and CEUs, covering the balance method, master tongue acupuncture, sports injury treatments, herbs, and so many live demos. In honor of celebrating Dr. Tan's balance method acupuncture, you can become a Gold Pass member for an exclusive price available only today. This is truly your chance to take full advantage of this promotion and invest in yourself, to access tried and true clinical insights from top practitioners to help you create the practice of your dreams. Imagine practicing with the mastery and confidence of Dr. Tan himself. Who needs prayer acupuncture now? And it gets even better. Along with full access to all of Dr. Tan's classes, over 3,000 hours of our eLotus library, and unlimited CEUs, there are also amazing perks waiting for you. Our sponsors, Helio Medical Supplies, is giving you 10% off all acupuncture needles. Our second sponsor, Evergreen Herbs, is giving you an herbal voucher for their most popular and exclusive collection formulas line. Yes, the exact value of the Gold Pass. Pretty amazing, right? So many practitioners have already transformed their clinics with his teachings, and you can too. Remember, we entered this profession for a number of different reasons: to heal, to grow, and to become master acupuncturists. The Gold Pass will give you the tools to get there. And for those of you who are already Gold Pass members, we'd love for you to share in the chat how it has supported you in building the practice you've always envisioned. If you have any questions about the Gold Pass, please feel free to ask me in the chat room. I will include a link for more information for you. Thank you for letting me share this special news with you. This is such a special opportunity that I couldn't keep to myself. Now, let's jump back in and continue learning from the legendary Dr. Tan.
Okay. Which meridian? Okay, step number 2. Then you say, I'm going to look for a meridian to stick the needles in to get rid of this ankle pain. In my lifetime, I organized the 5 systems. Many of you has been in my class. You know what I'm talking about. But here, this book, part 1, you will see the 5 systems very clearly there, okay? But I'm going to teach you the 5 systems briefly today, okay, very quickly. System number 1. Foot. Hayang. And balance. Hand. Hayang. Foot. Yang Ming. And balance. Hand. Yang Ming. Foot. Shaoyang. And balance. Hand. Shaoyang. Foot. Taiying. And balance. Hand. Taiying. Foot drain, can balance hand drain. Foot Shaoyin, can balance hand Shaoyin, period. We give a name of this system called a Chinese stupid name sharing system. Why I call it stupid? Because you say so when you study. Damn it, why they have to create the stupid names? It's a reason for it. And Chinese look stupid like me, but they're not that dumb. There's a reason for those names because it's anatomy. And tell you when you see the anatomy, you see the beauty. Any two meridian anatomically, they're the same position, they share the same name, they balance each other, miraculously. I'll give you a little bit idea here, okay, for this sprained ankle, if I use this system. What is your diagnosis, remember? Right side foot, Shaoyang, gallbladder 40, sprained ankle. So the sick meridian is what? Foot Shaoyang. In here, who balance foot Shaoyang? Hand Shaoyang. So up to step number 2, you are 100% sure I'm going to stick the needles in hand Shaoyang to treat the foot Shaoyang problem. If you translate into Zhangfu name, what is hand Shaoyang? Sanjiao. Bingo. Now your decision. I'm going to stick the needles in Sanjiao to get rid of this ankle pain. But there's so many points in Sanjiao. Which one you go? Which one you pick? That's the time you need to look at the anatomical structure. I call it a mirror. What is mirror relationship? You map the limb to limb. You map the lower limb to the higher limb, upper limb. Finger to toes. You see the mirror relationship? Hand to foot. Wrist to ankle. Forearm to the lower leg. You see the relationship? Picture it, okay? Knee to the elbow. Upper arm to the upper leg. Shoulder to the hip. That's a mirror relationship. How do you do acupuncture again? 1, 2, 3. Step 1, you diagnose foot Shaoyang has a problem. Step 2, you find the balanced meridian, which is Sanjiao, hand Shaoyang. You already make decision to step 2, then goes to step 3. Which point? From your decision out of your step 2. Sanjiao. Now the time you think about mirror. That's why I say you don't jump. Don't jump logic. Because if the situation become complicated, if you jump logic, your mind, your thinking will be like a spaghetti. Okay? So which area will be mirroring the sprained ankle? The wrist. We already determined San Jiao, it's a meridian. So San Jiao is a hand meridian on the wrist. What is the point? San Jiao 4. Okay? That's your choice. I'm going to stick a needle in San Jiao 4, and I'm sure the gallbladder 40 pain will be decreasing. How fast the patient will feel better? 6 months? 6 seconds. If you don't believe me, this afternoon, I prove it to you in front of your eyes. And many of you already experienced this. I know that in your practice. How fast? 6 seconds. That's how acupuncture works. I'm sorry. Right? If you never received or experienced this 6 second result, you missed out the biggest ball game in acupuncture. I'm sorry. Hello, where have you been? 6 seconds. Okay? But in this system, very important, use opposite side. From our case, which side are you going to stick a needle in, San Jiao 4? Left side. Okay? Do we have another system? Yes. We go move on to system number 2. What is system number 2? We use foot, Haiyang, balance, hand, Haiyin, foot, Yang Ming, balance, foot, drain, hand, the drain, foot, Shaoyang, balance, hand, Shaoyin, foot, Taiyin, balance with hand, Taiyang. Foot, drain, balance with hand, Yang Ming. Foot, Shaoyin, balance with hand, Shaoyang. Do we have a name for this system? Yes. We call it branching meridian system. Branching. B-R-A-N-C-H-I-N-G. In Chinese, we call it Biejing. B-I-E-J-I-N-G. Do you use this system in your practice? I know there's 80% of the people here, you shake your head. You say, what the hell is this? I don't know about it. I just tell you, you practice every day. You practice the system every day. You just don't know where they come from. Do you remember what you use a pericardium 6 for? What is pericardium 6 good about to treat patient? Nauseous, digestion, heart, and congestion in the chest area. Where they come from? Empirical? I don't believe that doo-doos, okay? Pericardium 6 treat morning sickness, seasickness, boat sickness. In Oregon, you have a boat, a lot, right? And then also nauseous, heartburns, chest tightness. Where they come from? From here. Patient coming to you, say, I have a chest tightness. I feel heartburns right here. I have a nauseous, my esophagus is painful. How do you do acupuncture to this patient? 1, 2, 3, come on. Don't hesitate, answer that. 1, 2, 3. What you do? Take the pulse, look at the tongue, spleen qi deficiency. For acupuncture, no. What is step 1 again? Identify the sick meridians. When patients say I have a problem here, what is your diagnosis in acupuncture? Anatomy. Which meridian governing this area? Number 1 is what? Foot, Shaoyin, kidney. Agree? Hello, you spend $40,000 for this. Who is governing this area? Foot, Shaoyin, kidney. That's number 1 choice. Number 2 choice, who is governing this area? Foot, yang means stomach. Number 3, ren channel. Agree? That's how you diagnose in acupuncture. Come on, let's get real here. You should egregiously write down on your patient's chart. This patient's meridian screwed up as follows: ren channel, kidney channel, and stomach channel. That's your diagnosis. And you're proud being an acupuncturist. Otherwise, you miss out. Step number 2, find a balance. If you like system number 2, who can balance kidney? And again, I purposely write down the Chinese name because I want you to be very familiar with the meridian attached to the Chinese name. Kidney is what? Foot Shaoyin. Who can balance kidney, foot Shaoyin? Hand Shaoyin. So heart is a choice. That's from system 1. But in system 2, kidney, hand Shaoyin balanced by what? I mean, foot Shaoyin balanced by what? Hand Shaoyang. Who's that? Sanjiao again. Who can balance stomach meridian here? Pericardium, which is what? Hand Jun. Balance foot Yang Ming. That's why you choose pericardium to treat the chest area. And later on, let me explain to you why we don't need to use Sanjiao and the Shaoyang, but you can go ahead and use it. Now, how many steps we finished? Step 2. We already diagnosed kidney and stomach and ren. Don't worry about ren yet, okay? They'll make it complicated. We just focus on kidney and stomach for this example right now, okay? Now, step number 3, after we pick pericardium and sanjiao? Which point? That's the only time you think about which point. That's how you do acupuncture. Only the last step, you look at which point. And that's a time you can think about image or mirror. Mirror is the terminology I create for the relationship mapping the upper limb with the lower limb. And I create another terminology called the image. Means what? Using the head and torso only from head and trunk. Map with the limbs. That is called image. The limb to the head and torso. Look at the upper limb here. Now, think about the image of puppy shows. And look at this. The hand come down, go up, to the right, and to the left. Give you an idea of what? The hand is the person's head. The wrist area is the person's neck. What is this? From here to the navel. The elbow is the navel level. What is there? From the elbow to the shoulder. From the navel down to the genital. Okay? Make sense? Image. So it's a lower limb. The foot is the head. The ankle is the neck. The lower leg is from the neck, chest to the navel. Because the knee is the level of navel. And from the knee up to the hip is what? From the navel down to the genital. Now, you already pick up, I'm going to stick a needle in sanjiao and pericardium, step 2. Step 3, you look at the image. If the problem is the chest area here, that is what? In between the neck and the navel, but more closer to the neck. Am I making sense? Picture. You already pick up pericardium. That's what I say, don't jump logic. You determine firmly, I'm going to stick needles in pericardium. Then you think about where. It's from the neck to the navel and closer to the neck. From the neck to the navel, closer to the neck. That's why pericardium 6 is picked. Can you do 5? Sure. Can you do both? Sure. Depending on how much area you are covering. If the whole esophagus hurt, whole esophagus burning, whole esophagus has a problem, you do what? Pericardium 6 and 5. Can you do 7? If the neck is bothering, yeah. Up to you. How much area you want to cover? That's why I said it does not make any sense. You learn acupuncture what point to treat what problem. That's a mediocre at the kindergarten level. Okay? What if the navel area hurt? Pericardium 3. You see that? Now go to the sanjiao channel. Again, we can do what? Sanjiao 5. See that? Many of you have been in my class and I give you a hint. I like to do one side pericardium 6, other side Sanjiao 5, in yang balance. You see that? That's in my 8 magical point, treated digestion. Remember, one side pericardium 6, other side is Sanjiao 5. That's the reason. Do we have another system? Yeah, system number 3. What those systems for? To help you to do step number 2. That's all the system's doing. That's all they do. To help you to execute through step number 2, looking for a balancing meridian. Okay? That's what a system for. System 3, you are expert in this because you paid for this too. Oh, go back to system 2. One thing I forgot to mention, how to memorize this, okay? How do you memorize system 2? Simple. Follow the Chinese thinking. Tai balance Tai. Shao balance Shao. Tai Yang balance Tai Yin. Shao Yang balance Shao Yin. Tai Yin balance Tai Yang. Shao Yin balance Shao Yang. This system. Yin and Yang balance, but they carry the same Chinese character, they balance. After Tai and Tai balance, Shao and Shao balance, who are the leftovers? Yang Ming and Jane. They have to tango together. Okay? Just like you go ballroom dancing, right? That's how you memorize it. No big deal. For this system, you can use opposite side or same side.
As we wrap up today's session, I want to leave you with something special. Our eLotus team has gathered Dr. Tan's invaluable teachings and made them available on Core, as well as in our clinical manual. Dr. Tan personally outlined his top treatment points for 100 of the most common problems seen in acupuncture clinics. And now, all of that knowledge has been preserved by our eLotus team and passed down to you. You can access Dr. Tan's top treatment points in the links I will share with you in just a second, along with your login information to access our clinical manual. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you leave with new insights and inspiration. And if you found this webinar valuable, please share it with your colleagues. And we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar.